Thank you, Steel Wrath. Christy, you're the hardest working lady in podcasting. Never stop. I showed my wife your Frosk bitch. She laughed her butt off. Never stop. You're crushing it. Oh, thank you, German Shepherd.
I saw that quote unquote interview with Frost that was on
Oh
FNT.
God, the
I was in
exclusive.
I was in tears.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was very last minute. I like just got out of the car. We like drove up to the Poconos for the weekend. I was like, I have to do this bit. I had my wig in the bag. I didn't have all the eyeshadow that I wanted to do for her, and the nose ring was like bent out of shape and it was like kept falling out. And I was like, this is a very budget Frosk impression. And I was like, it's not gonna be as funny as the first one. And I'm really happy that people found it funny. So I don't know. And there's so many. I was talking about this in a stream earlier today. There's a good amount of people that thought that that was actually her. They're like, "Oh, she's
Wow.
so funny and likable," and they're like, and then there's people like, "Oh, nobody's calling her out. How they're really softballing her." I was like, "This is
I
great."
just I just thought it was the most hilarious thing because that whole thing with her and G4 provided me with so much material between toxic femininity and the dark council and my
Oh
own
my
channel
god,
that it was perfect because on
it's like
toxic
the
fem
definition of toxic femininity, right?
totally we took that whole 3-minute thing and broke it down on toxic femininity.
I
It
bet it was
was
like it could be its own episode. Like you really and you notice as a woman, right? You notice the moment where her voice cracks and you're like, "Oh, she's 2 seconds from breaking down into tears." Like you see her she's got kind of falling apart in the middle, which I felt bad for. And I'm like, she's taking something that's kind of personal and making it an everybody problem.
Yeah, and that's not, it's not the case. It's like you're always going to have, a certain percentage of people who are just a-holes. That's kind of how it is with both men and women. It kind of just you just need to suck that up and go on with it. But, when you're wrong, you're wrong. But even if you are wrong, you don't need to tar all of your fans with the same brush. And that no, that
Right?
didn't
Because they're
go
not all
well.
doing that. Like some of them aren't it doesn't occur to them whether they would or wouldn't jerk off to you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, don't get upset. There's somebody for everybody for that type of fantasy.
Yeah, and she's like, who cares? She's like very involved with a girlfriend, I think. So like what does it matter?
Yeah,
She's not trying to like
well,
get it in her YouTube comments, which is what they're for. No. Yeah, I don't know. And I could see she made a ton of subscribers from it, a ton of followers. I don't know how G4 is doing, but then she deleted all those tweets. So I'm just
yeah,
like,
I don't
okay, she like
G4 isn't doing so good because I used to watch G4 like back in the day when it was actually, fun. And I've had Chris Gore, who used to be on G4 back in the day.
Chris
I've had him on
Gore.
my channel. We usually have a theme park stream like once a month, and he'll be on. But G4 now is nothing the way I remember it being. G4 used to be just fun between, game reviews and stuff like that. Just some just fun freaking material. And now it's just no. See, we got YouTube now, so we don't need, G4.
That's true. They're not the end all be all for commentary about gaming. Um, especially like, I don't know. And I was reading in my comments too. Somebody's like, "Look at you. You're talking about her looks." And it's like, first of all, we wouldn't even be talking about this if she didn't have her meltdown. So it's not like we would have
I
I would have never heard of
know.
her if it weren't for the meltdown.
She freaking lost her mind. I'm like, she's sitting there melting down, blaming everybody. She comes out the gate yelling sexism and gaming. We're just what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then I have an all girls podcast called the Simcast, and that Star Wars girl Anna, we were going through her Instagram, and she found like her whole Frost's whole back is tattooed like down to her ass crack, like whole thing. It's like a ship
Really?
in the ocean, and there's wind and
Yeah.
gas around it, and like even her, it's just she had a naked photo of like her basically her whole ass, her whole naked back, because it's like showing off the tattoo, but it's like we can see your ass crack, girl. Like don't don't tell everybody like, oh, I demand not to be sexualized when you have a visible ass crack from 2016. I don't know.
Mm,
It's a little hypocritical, but
very.
I wish her the best. I hope she maybe has some self-awareness from this whole thing.
I hope so. I think she just kind of needs to take some time, recenter herself, and, come back. And the lesson learned, just because a few a-holes come at you the wrong way, you don't go after the whole fandom as a whole. Just just don't.
Yeah, you can't stereotype all of your fans
Exactly.
for what
Exactly.
might have been, I don't know, maybe like a couple hundred at most, probably less than that.
Yeah, not too much. Some people were like, "G4's back?" That was literally people were like, "G4's back? For real?"
Oh. Oh, so they took a break and then came back?
They had been off the air for, like, a while. I think I wanna say probably, like, 10 years, and then
Oh,
this was
wow.
supposed to be the big relaunch of,
Oh, so it's newly back.
mhm.
Oh, when did it come back? Do you remember?
Um,
Like, just last
I
year?
wasn't aware that it came back until Frosk had that meltdown.
It's
That
all
was
part of the
how I knew it
plan.
was back. So it pretty much exploded on launch, pretty much.
Oh, wow. Wow, okay, so this isn't even like a veteran of the show. Like, she's getting comfortable, you've been there a few years, then
Mm-mm.
you have your monologue, but damn, that's bold. Wow. But you know what? It's good entertainment for us, and it's good content for all of our
Oh,
channels.
heck yeah.
Ew.